Hey, what do you say, my fellow weekend warriors? Today we're gonna smoke up some oxtails. We're gonna do them in the Pit Boss vertical pellet smoker. I've got the smoker set to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm using the hickory blend pellets. I want a nice strong smoke on these oxtails because we're gonna smoke them for about 2 or 3 hours. Then we're gonna wrap them up and braise them. So we wanna get as much smoke in that short period of time as we can. And hey, if you're new here, my name's Mike. I'm all about cooking outside. I love firing up my smoker on the weekends. There's just something relaxing after a long work week. Letting that smoke roll, smelling it go through the neighborhood, cooking up some really good food. And if you're into that, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and let's make us some oxtails. And I just cannot believe the price of these. I swear it had to have doubled in the last year or so. $6.99 a pound. And I've got 2 of these, so we're gonna do about 4.5 pounds of oxtails. You get these open in case you've never cooked with these before. Show you what we're working with. And so here they are. This actually does not come from the oxen like it's named. It comes from the cattle or the cow. So this is the cow's tail. That's what you see going through the center. It's a real gelatinous, marbled piece of meat. And we know that marbling means fat, and fat definitely means flavor. Now you could trim all this off, but the way we're cooking these today, I'm not really worried about the extra fat. And you're gonna get big chunks. These would be up towards the top of the tail, and then you'll get the smaller pieces as you get down towards the end of the tail. It's got really great flavor if you slow cook it, which is what we have to do. And so I'm gonna get these spread out here, and I'm gonna use olive oil as a binder. You could use mustard or whatever you like to use as your favorite binder. Doesn't need a lot, so we'll just rub these in with the oil so our rub sticks good. And today for rubs, I'm using 2 rubs. I'm using my dry mustard rub. I'll leave the ingredients on the screen. It's basically dry mustard, paprika, a little tiny bit of salt, some other stuff in there. So we're gonna coat these up liberally with my dry all-purpose rub here. Get these nice and coated. Then all this extra that fell down onto the cookie sheet, we'll use that to get these ends and other pieces, so we're not wasting too much. Get these little guys. All right, it's been a couple minutes. So the second rub is this Heath Riles garlic jalapeno. I want to give it a little bit of a garlicky kick with a little bit of heat from the jalapeno. So just get these seasoned up here. Same thing. And the good part about my rub is there's not a whole lot of salt in it, so we're not going to be at risk of overdoing it here with 2 of these. And just to make life easier, I've got one of my beef jerky smoking racks that I'm going to use. I've had this preheating in the smoker just to burn off any bacteria. And we're going to load these up. Try and give them a little bit of air space in between. Do these big dudes on the ends. Then we can scatter these little guys in the middle. And that's it. Now we're ready to get these in the smoker, so let's do it. Get this door open real fast. And I'm gonna go in right about the center rack for those of you following along. Right about this latch position here. I've got to get some water in the pan. So let me do that real quick. There we go. Door closed. And today's game plan, we're just gonna let this roll for about 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. We're not cooking by temperature. We're just cooking until it gets to a color and bark that we like. Then we're gonna wrap it up and braise it. In the meantime, I'm just gonna be chilling on the patio, enjoying this awesome weather, and we'll come back when these are ready to take a look at them. All right, it's been 3 hours at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I haven't touched these a bit. Let's see what's happening here. Look at these nice little nuggets. Beautiful color. You can see the meat pulling back from the tail there. And these look just how I want them. So we're gonna go ahead and get them in a pan. Show you these bigger guys. Get these in this foil pan and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Man, these look good. All right, so I've got them all in a nice flat layer here. Now at this point, you can do it however you want. You could put some beef broth in there with carrots and onions and potatoes, whatever you like. I'm doing something that might seem a little bit crazy and it might be a fail, but we'll find out. I'm putting in a can of these Bush's brown sugar and hickory barbecue baked beans. We're gonna let it braise. You wanna use all the liquid that's in there because that's gonna be part of our braising juice. And I got this idea from a subscriber whose local barbecue restaurant in Seattle, I think it's called a Hole in the Wall Barbecue. They serve up a dish called the pile. And basically it's a big old piece of cornbread with baked beans and a smoked meat of your choice on top. And that's what we're gonna do here. So my hope is that these oxtails break down over the next hour and a half, 2 hours into our beans. And then we're gonna serve it up over top of the cornbread and make our own version of the pile. So let's get this on. Seal it up nice and tight. And it's gonna braise with the beans. It's gonna create its own juices as well, which should mix real nice into these. So we're gonna put it back in the smoker for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, or as long as it takes for those to fall apart. All right, it's been another 3 hours. These are finally nice and tender. Let's get in here and have a look and see how we did. Peel this lid back and look at that. That is exactly what we're talking about. Grab one of these out of here. That is as tender as can be. My fingers are going right through it actually. Very soft. Pulls right off the tail. Nice smoke ring that you can see on there. Nice little bark. Then we've got all that sauce from the baked beans. So what I'm gonna do is pull a little bit of this meat and then we're gonna pile it up on top of the cornbread and see how it looks and tastes. All right, so here's how this is going down. Get the baked beans with the oxtail juice mixed in. Gonna do a couple scoops of that. Right here I've got 2 of the smaller oxtail pieces, which would be nice to gnaw on like chicken wings. Then I'm gonna take a pile of our shredded oxtail, put that right on top. A little drizzle of your favorite barbecue sauce. And for me, just a little bit of a crunch from some onion. Give it a little nice bite. And there we go. Look at that, guys. That is what I call the pile. So let me get a bite of this. Try and get a little bit of everything. Cornbread, beans, oxtail, onion. Here we go. I've been looking forward to this. Oh my God, that smoked oxtail, that is just like a really beefy, tender bite of meat. It's really incredible. And hey, if you like what we're doing over here, hit that subscribe button right there and check out one of those 2 videos right there, and I'll see you over there. Oh, I got it going for another bite right here.